Hey you guys, today I'm going to be talking about the artwork of Dominique Morriseau and how she uses the black aesthetics in her works. Alright, so let's get started. About Dominique Morriseau. Dominique Morriseau is a very famous playwright whose works portray the lives of individuals and communities grappling with economic and social changes, both current and historical. With a background as an actor and spoken word poet, she uses lyrical dialogue to construct emotionally complex characters who exhibit humor, vulnerability, and fortitude as they cope with sometimes desperate circumstances. Like August Wilson, Dominique Morriseau has a cycle of plays, but unlike August Wilson, instead of a century cycle, it's a Detroit cycle, focusing on time periods in Detroit and the problems going on during then. Also, side note, she went to DePaul in Chicago, which is where I want to go. These YouTube links are a list of interviews she's done in the past about her writing, her inspiration, where she sees her characters, and also reviews from the shows that she's had produced since writing them. The play I'm focusing on today is called Sunset Baby. It's about a man named Kenyatta Shakur. He's a black revolutionary, but he ended up going to prison. And now that he's out, he wants to make amends with his daughter, Nina, which isn't going to be easy because his daughter and his relationship is completely in shambles. She despises him. One of the reasons being is because she felt like she was left, and he left her mother to deal with all the drug problems she had, because in the 80s, drugs were a big problem. And her mother ended up getting affected by that and ended up dying from drugs. So Nina basically blames him for all of the pain her mother had to go through and not being so active in her life. I chose this play specifically because I think this is some of Dominique Morriseau's best writing. It's really funny, it's witty, it's quick, and it kind of takes you on like an emotional roller coaster, if you say so to speak. It reminds me kind of Pearl Clegg's Bourbon at the Border, in that there's a couple, drugs seem to be an issue, and it's a way to cope with all of the revolutionary things they tried to do during that time. The three items of the black aesthetic I'm going to be focusing on today are words as tools of weapons, love as a revolutionary act, and community and family as culture bearers. So Kenyatta's main objective in this play is to get these letters that Nina's mother wrote to him while he was in prison but never got to him. But Nina's mother left them to Nina when she died. However, that doesn't stop Kenyatta from trying to get them, but Nina is not going for that. His first tactic when he gets there to her house is to try to make her feel like her mother was doing this out of love and she wrote him and he really needs to see these just for his personal comfort. But these letters are so famous that so many people have called Nina asking for these letters, willing to pay big money. She thinks that her dad is going to take the letters, sell them, and her mother's memory will be tarnished. In the end, to get him to leave, Nina says, "Ain't nothing sentimental about a dead revolution," because she knows that this will hurt him because he lost everything. He lost his family, he went to prison, and yeah, he's kind of just twisting in the wind at this point. The second one we're going to talk about is love as a revolutionary act. Now, this isn't just an aesthetic that she used in the play, it's a pretty big theme throughout the entire story. In one of the letters, Nina's mother writes, "You were made from blood, sweat, and tears. Love is our contribution, and what we do with our power is our revolution, so that you know what we would do for love." Nina is a huge product of her parents' love, especially during the time of the revolutions. Nina's parents would often call her their revolution. The third black aesthetic I'm going to talk about is family as culture bearers. Now, in the play, Nina is a hustler slash drug dealer with her boyfriend Damon. And this is probably the furthest from what her parents ever wanted her to be, but because they were not active in her life, she had to make do with what she had. This is way far off from her parents being black liberation activists. And you'll see throughout the play that he tries to impress upon her how important the work that he did and how much their mother did for black people during that time, how important it was. But I don't think it translates to Nina until the end. And that is all I have for today. Thank you for listening. And this was the artwork of Dominique Morriseau.